Welcome to Top Stories Podcast, the podcast/video series where we dig into decades-old mysteries that might finally be solved. I'm your host, Ava. Today's episode, Yogurt Shop Murders, how DNA evidence, decades later, has linked a dead man to a chilling Texas cold case. It was December 6, 1991, in Austin, Texas. At the I Can't Believe It's Yogurt Shop, closing time had passed. Employees were wrapping up. But something unknown entered the scene. Firefighters responded to a blaze. When the fire was extinguished, inside were harrowing discoveries. 4 teenage girls, Jennifer Harbison, 17, Sarah Harbison, 15, Eliza Thomas, 17, and Amy Ayers, 13, bound, gagged, shot in the head, and in some cases, burned. Investigators later found that the building had been doused with accelerant and set aflame, likely to destroy evidence. 2 different firearms were believed to have been used, a .22 and a .380 pistol. Because the site had been burned and evidence destroyed or degraded, the case was complicated from the start. In the months and years that followed, investigators followed many leads. More than 300 suspects were considered. In 1999, almost 8 years later, 4 men were arrested: Maurice Pierce, Forrest Wellborn, Robert Springsteen, and Michael Scott. Pierce had been apprehended in a nearby mall carrying a .22 pistol, which matched one of the weapon types from the crime. Springsteen and Scott confessed, though under controversial circumstances. Later, they recanted, alleging coercion. Wellborn and Pierce had their charges dropped due to insufficient evidence. In 2009, after new DNA testing was done with improved methods, authorities determined that none of the 4 men matched the male DNA profile from the crime scene, and their convictions were overturned. The turning point in cold cases in the 21st century has often been the advent of genetic genealogy and advanced YSDR DNA testing, which isolates male lineage. Investigators revisited old evidence, even after years of degradation. By 2017, a partial male DNA profile was recovered from one of the victims, a YSDR signature. That profile did not match any of the original suspects. The profile was cross-referenced with public databases. A hit emerged, though anonymized in the database. Because of privacy protocols, the FBI initially declined to release identifying data tied to that profile. Investigators had to push, including reaching out to political representatives, to access further data. As more advanced lab methods emerged, they retested traces of evidence, including a bullet casing found in a drain at the scene, and compared that to weapons known to associates of possible suspects. On September 26, 2025, Austin police announced a significant breakthrough. DNA testing now links Robert Eugene Brashers, a man who died by suicide in 1999, to the Yogurt Shop murders. Brashers had a criminal history, including violent crimes, in multiple states. A bullet casing recovered from a drain at the Yogurt Shop scene was tested and found consistent with the firearm that Brashers used in his 1999 suicide. The female DNA, YSDR, recovered from the victims matched Brashers' Y-DNA signature, i.e., male lineage, in the advanced genetic analysis. While Brashers had never formally been considered a suspect in the case before, this new forensic evidence makes his involvement the prime focus. Although the case remains officially open, pending final procedural steps, many believe this will lead to a formal closure. This breakthrough raises many questions. If Brashers is the killer, how did he get to Austin? What was his motive or connection, if any? Why was he never on law enforcement's radar for this case earlier? What role did earlier investigative missteps or lost evidence play? Are there still unanswered forensic gaps or unexplored leads? It also highlights the power and limitations of modern forensic science. Even decades-old evidence, long considered unusable, can be resurrected with better technology and painstaking effort. For the families of the victims and for the city of Austin, this may offer some measure of resolution after more than 3 decades of pain, uncertainty, and unanswered whys. That brings us to the end of this episode. The Yogurt Shop murders case is a haunting reminder: time does not always equal closure. But with science, persistence, and resolve, even the coldest cases can get warmer. If you liked this episode, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more cold cases revisited. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the link to Braziers? And if you have suggestions for our next deep dive, send them our way. Until next time, I'm Ava, and this is Cold Case Reborn. Thanks for listening/watching.